The Paris 2024 Olympic Games are here, and our next guest is here to help us dive right into all the excitement. Three-time Olympian, four-time medalist, new USA diving coach David Boudia is joining us live from Paris with a sneak peek into the action. Good morning, David. The excitement has been building for months. What is it like on the ground? How are the athletes getting ready for these games?
Yeah, one of the coolest things on this side of being involved with the Olympics is to watch the athletes' anticipation grow as this day that's been marked on their calendars has been there since Tokyo. And so the day is finally here, and it's going to be unique opening ceremonies where they're not going to be walking, but they'll be floating down the river to open it up. And so I think these Team USA athletes and the athletes around the world are excited and anxious, and every single emotion is rolled up into one right now for all of them.
Well, you're returning to the Olympics in a new role as a diving coach. Can you tell us how it's been to pass the torch to a new generation?
Yeah, I think just looking back at my experience from 2008 to 12 to 16, there's a lot that I can carry that I've learned into this role as a coach. And so being able to know what the athletes are going to experience just when they walk back from the village after a horrible practice, or they have an amazing practice session preparing for their event. There's a lot that go into it, but I think the most unique thing for me as a coach is to be able to learn my athletes specifically and what works for them, what doesn't work for them. And each one is going to be different from my experience, but try to set them up as well as I can from a planning purpose standpoint.
Now, you're here with us on behalf of Team Toyota as well. Can you tell me more
Mhm.
about that partnership as the Olympic Games get underway?
Yeah, I think what a lot of people don't understand is the sports, just like diving, there's a lot of little sports that you'll see only every 4 years. And these athletes they're not getting paid to do what they do. And so they have to work hard, find a way to figure out how to train and still have their dream come true. And one of the unique partnerships I've had since before the Tokyo Games is with Toyota, and being able to train with ease, to not have to worry about finances, but also at the same time you get to watch other athletes compete in other sports that are on this Team Toyota roster. And so if for me, not having to compete, I get to go to the track stadium and watch Michael Norman or Gabby Thomas and uh, Caleb Dressel in the pool. So I look forward to having that connection with Toyota and those athletes because of Toyota, and cheering them on specifically.
When you were competing, did you ever have time to sneak away and take in any of the other events of the Olympiad, or were you just sort of all locked in?
My first games, I actually got to experience a lot of the games for tickets that were given to the Team USA athletes. But for the next two, I chose to lock in, and it worked for me. I was able to walk away with two medals from both of those games. But some athletes, they live for those moments of the excitement of a basketball game or a gymnastics competition or a swimming meet, and that helps them get in the zone. For me, that didn't work.
As a competitor in the games, what would you say sort of was your first welcome to the Olympics moment? Is it that first opening
Mhm.
ceremony? When do you realize like, okay, I'm here, it's happening?
Yeah, it's actually this day. So that moment in 2008 where I was walking from the fencing stadium to the bird's nest, and having my USA on the back, that I remember watching in 96, saying that's what I wanted to do growing up. I This was probably the coolest pinch me moment. I walked with Kobe Bryant of all people, not all the way, but beside me. And so I was like, this is absolutely incredible. But for me, I walked around that bird's nest in Beijing and just started bawling because it all came true. I remember calling my dad and my mom, thanking them for what they've sacrificed for me to get to this special moment. And I, on this side as a coach, look forward to hearing those cool stories from our first time Olympians in the sport of diving.
That's a perfect tee up because I was going to ask if you've ever, gotten starstruck by a fellow Olympian or if it's just, Purdue guys like Drew Brees that sort of take your breath away. But Kobe Bryant
No,
really.
I think anybody would have a pinch me moment of like you're on the same team as Kobe Bryant. So that was a starstruck moment.
Before we let you go, let me know any predictions you have for Team USA's divers this year. Who should American fans be keeping an eye on? What do we need to know about this year's competition?
Oh goodness, the diving is, you see it every 4 years, but you'll see the first 5 days will be the synchronized events, and so tomorrow you have the women's 3 meter kicking us off in the synchro with Sarah Bacon and Cassidy Cook, and they have a opportunity to win gold specifically. That's where China is most vulnerable. But we have two other synchro events where we have returning silver medalist Delaney Smeltz and Jessica Parado in the women's 2 meter synchro, and then first time Olympian Greg Duncan and second time Olympian Tyler Downs compete in the men's 3 meter synchro. And so all three of these teams could start off USA Diving's roll to success, and all three have the opportunity to win an Olympic medal.
Perfect. Well, David Boudia, thanks so much for joining me. Where can we go for more information to follow along with Team Toyota?
Yeah, you can go to at Team Toyota on Instagram or my page at David Boudia, and you'll see a lot of excitement, a lot of cool stories from all around the United States and places where you can support athletes.
Perfect. David, I really appreciate it. Go Boilermakers.